And oh, apparently we're live. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Good greetings. People. Okay, now let's see. There we go. And mark it down. Mark it down. Mark it down. Mark it down. Okay. Hello. This is the Frugal Eclectic, otherwise known as Noodle, and don't you forget it. I'm telling you, don't you forget it. And, okie dokie. Yeah, my bug finger went walkabout. Just saying, I'll stick a bug finger up your nose once it comes back from walkies. Just saying. Yep, just saying. All right. Well, I know I got my back turned to the camera, and nope. Oh, I don't know if that one person is me or somebody else, but even if I'm saying hello to me, hello. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell. Don't tell. At the last minute, I changed my mind. Going into this, I decided, hey, okay, I had given a little smidgen of thought of what to do. And then last night as I was going to bed, it was like, oh, I forgot to think big thoughts about today. And then, yeah, well, I went to bed. Well, so then it sort of kind of things happening, and, and more things happening. And I thought, oh, I'll do that. And then I thought, oh, and anyway, I changed my mind. I changed my mind. And maybe between later on today and next Tuesday, I'll have what I was going to do. I'll have a little bit. Oh, that's why it's supposed to be upside down. Shh, don't tell anybody. All right. It's okay. Well, all right. It hangs that way. I just noticed something. I'm fiddling. So, let's see here. While I'm waiting officially for someone to talk to, we'll just do this. I'll just beat this out, and we'll play with it, and yeah. Okie dokie. And we're going to do timer. And we'll start with a 10-minute timer. And if by then no one has come in to say good greetings, that I can officially say good greetings to, well, we'll just move on with the morning. Now, this, and of course, I tease her with this. This is a Shauna Reject. And I was using it last month as my writing on, but this is actually part, and I'm using her palette as part of my Industrial Renaissance kit. And I'm going to, and since she gravitates to blue, I'm instead of, she doesn't go grabbing blue, or she doesn't grab black. She gravitates to blue. I'm going to take my blue pen, and yeah, these are new. I says I'm done. I will get Papermate, and I will get my classic Crystal Bics, the classic ones, not the newer one. But this is, I got these at Walgreens. We were in Walgreens on Saturday, and I says I'm done. I'm needing some, and this is what they had, Wexford. I believe that's the Walgreen house brand. But what we're doing, and I thought we'll do everyone is, now that I'm done with it, I can put this back into the first stage of this. And, okay. We're going to put these in, I guess what you would say, a la CC Creations by CC Creations. I don't know, one of those. A bunch of people have been inspired by her doodles. Don't want to do that. Let's see. And I got to thinking, I want a stamp in between, but using the existing well, hello there. I think you're new. Kai Marie, maybe? Possibly? Oh, hey, no problem. Hello there, Teresa. Oh, I got officially 2 people to talk to. These are just, they're gel pens, medium point gel pens. First time I've ever using the brand. So, I will get my Papermate, my blue and black Papermate, and I am still looking for the classic Bic, obviously blue and black. But yeah. Okay. And of course, everyone, Kim Ree. Kim Ree. Ooh, that's an interesting. Ooh, I'm going to have to write that down. One moment, please. I'm writing it down. I'm going in here. All right. So, Kim. Okay. And Kimry. Well, welcome to my channel. And no apologies for being late. We have a few rules. But being, well, I was going to say being late isn't one of them. But wait a minute. No, because then that would contradict what I was going to say. Shh, don't tell anybody. But, yeah, you can be late. It's not absolutely mandatory that you're early. On occasion, I've been known to lock you in. Once you're in here, you can't move. You can't leave. Been known to lock the door. So just, heads up. Just so you know, I've been known to do that. Anyway. All right. Okay, so let's see. And you know what first comes to my mind, Teresa? What am I doing? Well, I'm waiting for people to come in. You know that I was doing the, now that I'm no longer using this, the back of it as my writing surface, you know, like this. Oh, last month, see my writing surface? I was using this in my last month's thing because I had a wider thing. But I grabbed it out of my Industrial Renaissance kit because this is the one of the color palettes I was using. And now that I'm no longer using it as a writing pad, see, I insert and write on it. I'm putting it back in, and I thought I would do that. No, I didn't. I don't typically do that. You know, I don't typically do that. I know some of the girls do. I don't post it in Best or anything like that. I don't, like I said, I don't typically, you know. I know some of the girls will say I'm on over on Twitch. Okay, so anyway, I'm just doing the since I'm bringing it back into its original idea, I'm going to do a the CC Creations. She does, you guys are doing those, I call them Zen doodles. And then I'm going to stamp in between. I'm going to add my own little quirkiness to it. Most people, I've been doing it for 10 years now. Most people know my time. I very seldom ever vary. Back in the day when I did impromptu, I still, sometimes I would ask if anyone's on doing an impromptu, but I don't do a lot of impromptus these days because so many people are out there streaming. I just pretty much stick to my one time a week. I have a 10-minute timer on my thingy. We'll do this until, we'll give it a little bit. Okay, Teresa, I'll give it a thought. I might not give it a whole lot of thought. Maybe I'll write that down. Teresa, let's see, what can I say? Oh, anyway, hey, don't distract me. When I first saw what you said, your middle name, I go, oh, you're almost there with the TMI, as in too much information. And then I'm thinking, TMC, TAC, TAC, no, yeah, TMC, what could that be short for? Anyway, that's just where my brain went. Oh, TC said I should think. Okay, that's an interesting. And then I'll just put tell people. And that will be good enough. All right, there. All right. All right, so and here, what we're going to do is I'll give an hour and 10 minutes, and I'm starting a new timer because if I don't, my husband will get after me. I need to make sure my body is not overdoing it. My muscles get grippy if I overdo it. So now, a little, for those of you, oh yeah, should I say it again? I don't know. We're just going to jump in. Let me get my, all right, now, this, for those of you who like boho, I found my boho. Yeah, this is 2016 premiere issue, Country Samplers boho style. And okay, we'll just kind of, yeah, I'm like, okie dokie. Yeah, we'll just go through it a little bit, not all. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're going through, and I know I have glare, but I don't get too hyper about glare. And that's okay. I know some people do. Yeah, different kinds of boho, beachy boho, neutral boho with a little bit of feminine in there, all kinds of stuff. And here, if you love something, you can make it work. Oh, and that's a good reminder of I'm so glad that love always works. Now, I don't know this. Hello there, Tulip. And, oh, okay, now, guys, I say her name differently. Hello there, Mary. I cannot wrap my head around the way she says her name. So we'll just, yeah. Yeah. Hello there, Mary. And yeah, this is 2016, and I have no clue if they still do it. Just saying. But anyway, I'm so glad that love never fails. And then I had this together, and I found these together. Of course, I was looking at this one, and then it put me in mind of this one. And now this one, I still can't get over that they had this in a cigar shop, and someone originally paid $44.95 for this. I'm like, oh my. And of course, yeah, I covered up some nakedness here. And I paid $1.99 for it. And I bought it to go, ooh, cut up, right? And then I did take at least one page out of here. But as I began to flip through it, I'm like, I can't rip this up anymore. There's just too much. Oh man, there's just too much interestingness in here. Different textures and where people get their inspiration, in the design industry. Yeah, just batik and exotic, and here's linen and rustic, and then and here's Hollywood, like the fresco jacketing, and like this particular year, the things that Cary Grant would wear, and different other, the Prince of Wales and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, anyway, yeah. Well, I see. Well, I pronounce it atelier, and that's how I learned it, atelier. And then you have to say it really fast, atelier, atelier. That's how yeah. So, but Mary says it with the best way of saying it. She says it with an accent, if you will. And I cannot wrap my head around the way. So anyway, atelier. It's one of my all-time atelier. Hello there, Tanya. Okay, so anyway, atelier. Yeah, atelier. When you and I've mentioned before, when you go over to YouTube and you type in, you look at couture houses, like in the fashion industry, couture like Dior and Chanel. Dior in particular, anyway, in Paris, the places in France, atelier. And then you go, what are they saying? Atelier, atelier. And of course they say it with a French accent. And I'm like, okay, I gotta go look this up. And I get a I typed in atelier, and then it had with a sound. I do the one, or like, what does atelier sound like, or something like that. And then you get one with a dictionary that has the sound to it. And you don't know how many times I kept pushing that replay button, atelier, until I could say it fast. Because I'm like, those French, bloom, atelier, 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 atelier. And yeah, and then if they're thick or thin accent, it's like, ah, 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 you want to scream, But anyway, so yeah. And now that I've learned it, I cannot go back. So anyway, so then and then I'm like, oh, and then I was flipping through this, and I was reminded again of Nothing New Under the Sun. This is Cloth Paper Scissors, summer 2005. And this is back when I started. This is a Tracy Batista article about fusion dyed collage. And she was using initially she was recycling her paper towels. And I was already, yeah, so yeah, but yeah, so anyway, yeah, so it's just a little quirky thing there. Um, um, so, and I was already back in 2005, I was already recycling. I was already starting to recycle my paper towels and my baby wipes. So when this came, when I saw this, I go, ooh, ooh. But yeah, and anyway, and then this here, and this about here, painted texture. This was fascinating, and we, it's like, yeah, it just reminded me, nothing new under the sun. This is like, if you have some people, they find trim, and some, like in the 70s, 60s, they have this bright orange trim and they don't know what to do with. We'll glue it down and paint over it. And you're creating, even though you're like, oh, you're covering up this, and you're covering up that bright, you're covering up a trim or a piece of lace, but you don't like the color. Yeah, I'm sitting there. Yeah, I wouldn't say her last name right either. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. I like your apron idea. I might have to just do that. Make my own. Anyway, um, so yeah. So yeah, it's just, yeah. So I just, and then here, um, yeah, and this one here, the Francis Pickering, and I'm like, oh, stitching, and I'm like, ooh, ooh, and how she, like, ooh, yeah. So just, I thought I would, okay. So now you know about the boho in particular. All right, now going into the Z haul. Yeah, I typically I go husband. My husband has a decent command of what sounds correctly. That's like one of the reasons, like with the until one of us find out how they pronounce it, the Arteza or Arteza. How would you pronounce that? And every once in a while, he'll get, that could be Armenian, that could be a German Armenian. It's kind of a, so yeah. And every once in a while, he doesn't know. Yeah, now see, I wouldn't have necessarily gotten that and that together, Teresa. Or yeah, or like qua. I like that second one. I would say that's qua. And then of course my hand, qua. I must be Italian somewhere. Anyway, now, and as you can see, I'm recycling the box because it's a flip top. All right, no, yeah. So Z enabled me. Now, hello there, Janice. Hopefully I've said hello to everybody. Oh, that's cool, Teresa. Cool. And this is what she enabled me on. This is what she enabled me on. And I couldn't just order the one thing. Yeah. Vintage Antiquing Paste by Stamperia. Stamperia, again, and that's another one where we'll just have to figure out. We'll have to, there it is. Yeah, I haven't used it yet. Okay. And while I was there, I thought, well, before I put that in, this is old stuff right here. But I just put it in there because it was Xandra. So then I went while I was waiting for her to put this on special order, to put it up in her, I went over and I thought, well, since I'm there, I might as well see if there's anything there. And at the same, well, hold on, Sharon. I will show you what Xandra did with it and how it got me and how it enabled me. Okay. So anyway, I went over and I looked, and she had also on the same one of those times she says, I got there. I think it was the same day I got there. I was one of the early birds in her, and she was already going through this. I mean, she was already, and yeah, I won't show you. I won't go spend any time on the stencils because yeah, I have them up already and you can go look at them. And what caught my attention was this right here. Now, I'm not interested in this particular set of papers. I do like the penguin part of it, the Arctic and Antarctica. I do like the penguins in that, but this is what caught my attention, and I didn't realize that they had the like fossil-like shells. And then I go, but then I went ahead and I got it because this is really interesting to me. And this is called Ice and Shells, I think. So I went ahead and I got it. Then the other one that got me was this one. And this is Studio Light, Just You in the Exploration collection. And it's a mask. But this is the one particularly that like ooh, eyeball, joy. And then this one. So they came together. And I said, yep, gotta have it. And then I had the penguins on my list. And then, you know me in poinsettia. I call them poinsettias. You know me in poinsettias. So when I took the penguins off. This is the rice paper, and it's a humongous, and it get, yeah. So I had to get this. Yeah. This will get cut out. That Arctica thing. Paper, I can use this as a background and stuff, but this will get cut out. Yeah. And then, of course, she had it wrapped in here. I'm going, ooh, ooh, I like it. I like it. And then, yeah, here's some bubble. This is some interesting texture on a, yeah. That could be on a jelly plate. And then she sent me some extras, and she said if I don't want them, that if I, you know, she sent me some extra. She knows I like Christmas. So she sent me some Christmas stamps, and if I already have them or can't use them or whatever, I can send them on to other people. So, you know, that's always good to know. And she also sent me, I won her, I was one of the ones who won it. And then she sent me some napkins. And this is part of why I'm going to do what I'm doing. I'm going to make me a new napkin book. And I'm also going, this time with Xandra in particular, I'm going to also put the tissue paper in with the napkin behind her name. Yeah. My old one is getting fluffy. Yeah, and this is the Z's Shop Paint and Paper Studio.com. Yeah. And then this is my winnings that I won. Yeah, winnings that I won. Now here, Sharon, this is what I won. And this is what she used after all was done. She rubbed the vintage paste, and per Eileen's instructions, she does have a video on this. She did the part 1, and then in the part 2 video, she used the vintage antiquing paste. But this is, yeah. And then she rubbed a little more color on them. Yeah. But, yeah. And then of course, I won because this, you know, she said they just, instead of sending them back, they said just use them as a giveaway. So yeah. So yeah, I was, yeah. Hey, are you bugging me? Are you bugging me, Tulip? Yes, I call. Yeah. Yeah, the Buffy thing. So anyway, anyway, and I took the last one. Yeah, is a good thing. All right, okay. I need to, since I'm the only one in here, okay. There we go. And, yeah. So yeah, I'm like, ooh. So now I have a matte wax to try. And then, yeah. So there's it. So now let us get to I'll put the all right, let me get my mouse. Now let me put that back there. And this is going to go into the, hopefully we'll have enough time. You know what? No, I'll just, we'll wait at least this tall. All right, so I'll leave those out because that's going to be my, now, what I decided I would take, and again, where is it? Here we go. Right now, this is where I have my Shauna rejects in here. And this is stuff that's not necessarily rejects. Well, actually, I don't see them as rejects, but then she was having an auction, I guess you will, at one point. And these are things I want to eventually mat, and put up because I like the different things. And this one we were playing and I kept bugging her. Oh, gorgeous. And this one she sent me because I happen to like this. Yeah, yeah. And this I happen to like. This is something that she was starting and just never finished. And yeah, I happen to like it. This is another one. It's on that shiny paper. And this is another one. Bye, Mary. Okay, that's perfectly okay. Yeah. And I love the striations, and she's liquid, acrylic paint. She has a little gouache in her repertoire, but she's basically inks and stuff. And of course, certain colors are, look at that shimmy. And I just, oh, and I kept oohing and eyeing over, so she ended up putting it in my, now these, I see how this is, see here, these are the ones like I bought. She just thought these rejects, but see, I like these. Even though I'm not into the namby-pamby blue and pink, I just like these. So they will get, eventually, they will get, and then, as you can see, I bought these. I literally bought these because they have my name on it. I loved, this is the original, and then she did another one, and I thought, oh no, but I let someone else have it. But then this one, the one that she didn't quite finish or whatever, she didn't like it for whatever reasons. And then I bought that one. Yeah, so these will eventually get, so what the idea is, I'm going through, and this is going to be the start of my new napkin thing. So I'm going through papers. I'm going through papers to see what, oh, I don't want that to show. Hold on, let me, yeah, that's my Blick order from a long time ago. It's my, I think it, yeah, my original order back from 2015. Yeah, November 22nd, 2015. I still have the receipt. Okay. Now, I don't think anything else. So I have a different links. Now, this could be an interesting cover. Although this is kind of cool too. That would be kind of cool. I'm just selecting the front and back. Sometimes I'm like, oh, do I want to cut that up? Do I want to, sometimes I continue to play with it. Now this one is Lindy's Magicals. magicals. And then sometimes I have a hard time. Now I like leaves, and it would be a way for me. I could do this one as the cover, and this is the back of it. And so this is a possibility for the front. Here's another one that I want to see if I can finish. And okay, and these are painty papers. And yeah. Okay, so we have at least a front. All right, let's go back in and see if I can get anything else. We'll go back in. Help if that's just, oh yeah, that's the, yeah, I requested that one from her. Very specific about that one. Let's see, what can I do? I just need to make a choice. I don't want that. That's slippery. Can I do that? I could turn this on the inside. Hello, Joan. I could just do this because it's cohesive. It's cohesive. Instead of using the, let's go with that. And I'll put this back. Okay. All right, so now we've selected. Now we have to size. And yes, here's where the measuring comes in. So, oopsie. All right, measure, measure. Measure. All right. Is this how I want to do it? And now, first of all, let me get the other one. My and yeah, that was my alarm for make sure I have morning snack. This is where I have my napkin flow book. And let me come in, and I have Sharon in here. I'll shout her out. And yep, Sharon has a YouTube channel. Here, see Sharon Marlowe. And I even have the date, and I have this, and this is all that stuff that she has sent. And I use some of it. You know, I haven't used it all, but I have, yeah, I try to do this. This is what I have left of Sharon's stuff in between a folded baby wipe. I'm looking for Z's stuff. I want to get because I'll start with Xandra in the new. I'm getting there. Let me find Z's. I think it's this one here. I'm pretty sure it's this one. Yep, Xandra. All right, so let me, this is, and I see this is napkin, but I got to thinking, I also want it for Z in particular, because she sends tissue paper too, because, you know, you have to recycle that. So there's Z's pile. But I don't want this to get overly full, see, because I don't want to, I love this. I can't do anything to it. I just love the color. I just love what's left of the imprint. And yeah, and I don't want it to stretch out. So see, it's a little over full. So All right, I'm putting that back now. And okay. All right, there it is on the where it gets stored. So this is the first one that will go in. Okay, now the width of this, let's see, we already have this. So width. This is a long napkin. So we're going to, there's that. Okay, so we need at least 8. So say 8 1/4, 8 1/2, 8 1/2 wide. It depends on, well, 8 1/2. Okay. So 8 1/2 wide. I'm marking it down. 8 1/2 wide. 8 1/2 wide. 8 1/2 wide by, let's see, and since I'm adding, so it'd be about 10. Or of course, if it sticks out on top, I don't mind. So 10 would work for not sticking out at all. But 9 1/2, okay, 9 1/2 or 10. All right, so now we know the measurements of what I have to have. So we move those to the side. And I might actually go ahead and, because you tend to get these with all of the little, I can do an envelope and, yeah, get my envelope maker out and make a, say, a 5x7 envelope and just stick it in there. And I can stick these little things like this in there. And I can recycle those as well. All right, so, oh, I need to write it down. 9 1/2 or 10 tall. 9 1/2 or 10 tall. Okay. And that's the measurement. So let's see. I'm going to turn it around. So that will be the front and this will be the back. Okay. And do I want it like this? Like a folio? If I do that, then I'm deciding whether if I cut it, then I'd have to spine. I'd have to do a spine. But I wonder. Okay, 7 1/2 wide. So that means I'd have existing like this. I would have to. I'd have to get up and get some paperboard. Yeah, I'd have to get some paperboard, but that's okay. No big deal. Let's see, chat. Let's see here. Hello, Dot, my nemesis. Yeah, Joan, we've already gone through a bout of it. So yeah. I don't necessarily know when. All right, so if I cut this in half, well, let's just cut it. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go, for those who do not have buffering, I'm gonna grab me some paperboard, some cereal box paperboard. I'll be right back. Okay. And I would want at least, hopefully everyone's back. And all right, I like the idea of this and this together. So this will be my outer part. And I think I just want an automatic 2 inches, maybe 2.5. Well, if I get more than a 3 inch, actually, no, here, this is a way to do it. Okay, there's that. Let me measure. So 3 inches would be too much for my hand. That's 3 inches. So 2.5 would be comfortable for me. Okay, that's my, okay. Yeah, and this is not as comfortable. So I would go 2.5 would be my limit. So 2.5 wide. All right, let me get that down. And I do actually like this together. I actually like that combination. All right, so there's that. Let me see if this is tall. 10, oh yeah, I put it up where it's supposed to be. So now we are 10.5. So do I just keep it at 10.5? Yeah, let's just keep it that way. All I have to do is, okay, so let's see, 7.5 wide, and then we're looking for 8.5. All right, so we're going to cut this at 7.5. 7.5. All right. Oh. Okay. Okay, the back is a little bit more, but that's okay. I don't mind that that's a 1/4 inch difference, 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch. All right. Alrighty. Now, nope, put this up where it belongs. Put this up where it belongs. We've got that done. And let's get and I'm just going to go with an 1/8 inch. I do an 1/8 inch mark off the edge of the box. And that's my cut line. I'll open it up now. And we're going to cut. Okay. Don't have much to talk about. Oh, yeah. Oh, Saga. Hello there, Dar. Hello, Jane. Now, okay. Oh my giggles. Okie dokie. And thank you for the thumbs up. Monday, Petabon. Oh, can we just say, oh my giggles. Oh my stars. And oh my word. All just kind of, okay, I was going along and I was doing, those fitness balls. Well, I have one exercise on that. And I went to add a few more repetitions. Today, or Monday was the day I was going to add repetitions. And after doing the first 2 or 3, and all of a sudden in my right shoulder blade, on my back, in the bra strap area, oh, I pulled something. I did something. Well, okay, nope, I'm not adding new repetitions to that exercise. Not today. And so, yeah. So I went on and I finished my other things that I do, and I got in there to the final place because he has the cordoned off, um, you have exam room, you have exercise room, you have part of the torture chamber is like your traction room, but sometimes it can be called the torture room. Of course, every area of the Pettibon can be called, you can claim it as a torture area. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so that's my 1/8 inch. I go from the edge, it's typically a 1/4 inch or an 1/8 inch. And my cut line. Okay, now I'm doing 2.5. Let me get my 1, 2, and there's the half. That's where my hand is most comfortable at gripping, is 2.5. So I don't want to, and so I got in there, and well, the last couple weeks after I get out of the traction, which is I have neck traction and I have back traction. Well, after the back traction, the last couple weeks, my hamstrings have been acting up afterwards. And so I had to spend a little extra time stretching those out. Well, anyway, I got into the final room where he does is the adjustment room. And I told him about it. And oh, that started a series of ow, oh, ooh. And every time he would correct something, well, anyway, and it is now known in our household as the ventriloquist move. My husband was standing there, and let's just say he had to adjust my ribs. And I had never had that happen before. And then he moved on to somebody else because, he's got 3 or 4 tables in the adjustment room, and he can do multiple tasking. He can, because not everyone's treatment as is involved as mine. And so he can move from one to the other and he can do multiple. He's an old hat at doing multiple anyway. And just he had moved on to the, I says, okay. And then he was giving me a chance to relax and just, after the adjustment. And like I said, and my husband quipped, oh, he called me a ventriloquist dummy because the way the adjustment happened is I was sitting in the doc's lap because that's just for me and my height and all that, that's how he had to adjust my ribs. So now it's known as the ventriloquist move in our household. Well, anyway, but he actually, by doing that adjustment, he got my stomach out of whack. And as I sit up, I go, oh, my first thought was, oh, you just gave me heartburn. And he says, because I don't typically have heartburn. And he says, oh yeah, I just misplaced your stomach, And yeah, well, just trust me. Just trust me. Yeah, you would think that, Joan. But anyway, and so then, and he was just, he was going on. He says, I just love you guys. Because my husband has a sense of humor. And of course, being 40 years with my husband, I've learned to, it's kind of rubbed off on me, and you just kind of, and I'm kind of like, and I'm mimicking a ventriloquist dummy. And I'm talking, and and I just love you guys. And he was like belly laughing, and so anyway, um, but yeah, and he says, just hold on. And I like, oh, and that was the first thing out of my brain. It wasn't like a burning heartburn, but it was like, oh, and I'm like, you just gave me heartburn, but yet not heartburn. And he says, oh, okay, I just put your stomach in someplace else. So he had to go in, but and then I had to lay back down, and getting my stomach back in the place it's supposed to be. Oh, that was painful. Oh, I'm just saying. Oh, painful. And I still have like, I have to be careful about laughing because it's still kind of achy. Like, oh man. But, I got through it. But yeah, that was a new experience, the ventriloquist move. But I'm all better. It's just, a little sore still. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we went with 10 and a half. So let's just do it by 1. So anyway, yeah, that was a new experience for me. Okay, where's this? There's the half mark. Yeah. Yeah. And then I was like, and then as I was tying my shoes, I said, yeah, I'm going home and I'm doing double the bromelain, and I'm getting out my fish oil. I'm not waiting for it to happen. I'm just doing it. Because I mean, I was already, but I hadn't even left the building yet, and I was already swollen. Like, ah. So yeah, I came home, and I said I had kind of sort of had our dinner all planned out, because after Pettibon, you don't want to do anything. And I says, okay, we ended up with Wendy's chili and a half stack, I think they call it, a half, anyway. And I says, I'm done. I'm not even doing your dinner. I'm not doing my dinner. I'm done. And which happens, no matter how much you plan, there are occasionally where it's like, my 2.5 spine, and yes, it's a little bit taller, but I can, when that's done. Okay, so this is the front. This is the back. And that I have it right side. Oh, I like that this is there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I like to put at least a 1/4 inch gusset in between. So here, what I'm going to measure in a half. Let's see, a 1/4 increment and a 1/2 increment on either side. Actually, we'll just go with a 1/4. I think it'll be okay. And do a 1/4 on this side. But yeah. Okay. Oh, it can be. And then I told him, I says, well, because I go there once a week, and it's typically Mondays. That's my preferred day, is Mondays. And I says, yeah, I'll see you. I'll see. Like I said, something. See you next Monday, same time, same torture chamber. Yeah. And oftentimes that's what it is. So yesterday, the day after Pettibon is the day I lay low. I just like, okay. All right, so there's that. And let's see, 1/4 inch. What I can do, the quickest way for me to do a 1/4 inch is to do this. And I love this thing. This is a Quilter's 12-inch seamer. It's a 1/4 inch wide. And this is what it comes. It's a Quilter's 12-inch seamer. That's what it's called. I typically, if I'm paper piecing, like mixed media paper, like if I'm doing paper quilting, this is what I'll use. Yeah. When it comes to an actual quilt, I typically do like a 1/2 inch. There's sometimes I do a 1/2 inch in paper quilting, but yeah. But this will give that 1/4 inch. See, like the space right there. And then, yeah. And that's my gusset. Now, I can put this as my bottom ruler, my metal ruler. And you can, well, let's see. I'll put that underneath. Okay, so there. All right, we'll put that up there. Put that up there. Get that out of the way. There's some dust ball right there. Okay. Oh, now we can see it. We can just barely see it. So there's that. And I will get my I'm taping, and I glue it. I'm getting my, oh, come on. I'm prepping my masking tape with glue. I have my bottom there. I have my here. I will move the orange thing. And I now have the proper space I want in between. I haven't moved my two. Ah! All right. We'll just do it like that. And I can go over it when I have the initial, okay, pew. I now have that initial there. Now we'll do it to the other side. And it's still a little bit cockeyed. It looks, yeah, see, it looks a little bit off. All right, we're going to do this. And it's going to bug me if it's not on the bottom. I don't mind so much if it's different on the top. And I'll have to put this in again because I want that 1/4 inch. Lined up there. And it's all snug. Okay, we'll try again. Okay. Okay, come on. We'll get in there. And for those of you who have just come in, this is I'm putting together another napkin journal. And I'm using Shauna Rejects as my front and back cover. Okay, so there's that. But yeah, you get, it's just kind of that humor of, you know, it's doing beneficial work for you, but it also, there that torture. Yeah. And there are days that you look forward to the traction, which I call you get suited up like you're going out skydiving, and then you get stretched. Yeah, you get stretched. Okay, move that. Okay, and let me see. Yep, even. Okay, this is very easy to get lost. I've learned that the hard way. So I automatically, and I keep it in with my, this is, I used to have a bigger one, but this is the only one I have now. This is the cable border. I use it oftentimes, you know, you make a mark and then you stitch on it for quilting. But I have my, my Anna Marie Horner in Bloom Mylar template. You know, I have most of it in here, and it's, you know, some of it disappeared on me. And then I also have my Heather Bailey stuff, and I want to make one of these for, I still have to do my elephant, but I want to make some of these for, oh, my address. I want to make some of these for, Shauna. Fleur de Brie. I love that. La Fleur de Brie. So, yeah, and these had gone missing for a little while, but when I finally found them, I put them in here. Yep, so I keep all that little stuff like that. Oh, I better put this up. And I put it right over here, and I don't ever forget where it is now. All right, so I have that. It's all where it needs to be. So now we're going to finish the... Okay. Okay. They're getting buffy, so I'll not say much. Hopefully it will. Let me get... Okay, back. Okay. Let's see, and I also think, because I'm in the process of, in my industrial renaissance, that I can actually pull papers from that, and yeah. Now, let's just do that. Now add a little bit of texture on the front. As you can see here, this is happening, and I'll do it. No, I'm not. I'll do it a little bit on this side, not as much on the other side. Okay, and not much, but okay. I flip it and do that. And it'll add a little color. Oh, not color, because it's in the same color range. So there's what it looks like so far on the outside. And it still looks a little, this one doesn't look, yeah, see, that didn't, this one ended up not as, I should have redid it, but that's okay. The tape, the masking tape actually makes it line up with this over here. So as long as I do that, you know, as long as I remind myself that I go by the masking tape edge instead of this edge, then I should be just fine. Now, this is the time, I think, where I'll go ahead. Oh, wow, that's something weird. Oh, maybe it was something Shauna had on there that I just pulled off. One of her experiments. All right, now we're going to, yeah, you can see me. I'm going to match up this and this. And I've learned the hard way that I go ahead instead of just trimming it off, eyeballing it, because then I end up making, I go this route. I line up this side and this side, and I do that line. And then I know that I'm as close to the, because then if I just do it, eyeball it, then I'm constantly changing it. And then before you know it, my book gets shorter and shorter, shorter and shorter and shorter. And yep, see that? You can see the gusset gap. So yeah. All right. So there's the, and do I want if I have the gusset on the front, then that puts me at, and even though I wanted 8.5 wide, it becomes 7 and 7 5/8, because it's not a full 7 and 7/8. So it's not a full 8.5. So then I forgot about that. I could have actually put a 1/2-inch gusset. See, I wasn't thinking. I'm so normally putting that 1/4 inch gusset that I was going to put a 1/2-inch gusset to widen here, because it should be. Now, I could add, well, we'll just add. We'll add here. We'll go ahead. Now that we're doing that, and because I goofed, we're going to add a 1/2-inch glue mark, because on this I tend to add more space. I add more of a, yeah, we're adjusting to my, okay, and we'll select, on this one, we'll just select some pattern cardstock, even though Okay. Because we're going for 8.5 width. And if we're slightly more than that, that's okay. Okay. Okay, I'll cover this up. And I'm going to, let's see. Do I want to go classic in my music? Or this is actually Mary Beth. Here. She sent me these. And I pulled them out to go in my Renaissance Industrial. We know her as Desert Nana. I call her Roadrunner. That's my nickname for her. I'll move this off to the side. Now, we may need this, but I'll put it up here. And this is DCWV, the Downtown Loft Stack. One of my favorites. She sent me the leftovers. And yeah, one of my all-time favorite paper packs. Some of these I never got a chance to use because, like I said, she sent me the leftovers. But this should, I think the patterns and stuff in this should be okay for this particular. This is one of my favorites, and I only have one left of the basket weave one. I kind of hoard that one. I like this one. Let's see. And of course, I liked this one too. Let's see, this one here. I only have a little bit of that left. Okay, let's just do something oddball-ish. And there, I think I have one more plaid. We'll start with the plaid one. Okay, it's been an hour and 10 minutes. And hello there, Jamie Idge. Hi, Candy. Welcome, welcome. The plaid. I think there was one more plaid. And in terms of color, it would fit with this. All right. We have, let's go for 35 minutes. Pull this back down to 0. Up this to 35. And that will be our signal to start saying, yeah, okay. And on this, you get the gist of what we're doing. All right, I'm going to have to go through. I like this one too. I like that one. There, here, good. I knew I seen it in here. And I only have one left. I love the parquet. And I use the strip up here. I thought this, because of Downtown Loft, I thought this would be a way to get a pop of color into my neutral, you know, the industrial Renaissance, and yet it could be a modern Renaissance as well. I love the way this is here. I like the way this, and you could actually cut this out, and this would be a stencil for like making a downtown like Shauna does. Yeah, that would be a cool thing, and easy. And then when you get the hang of it, all right, I go ahead and leave this up to, in case I need, okay, this is 12. All right, so let's see here. We are going, So then let me see. If I leave the gusset, the 1/4 inch gusset in the spine, that's going, yeah, that's going to be 3. So then the gusset has to be on the front and the back. And my spine has to be 2.5 because that's my comfortable grip between this right here without stressing out my hands. So now we're going, well, let's do the back. This is the back. We're going to add the gusset to the back cover. And so we need to, here's 8.5. So we need to add 8.5. Where am I? 8.5. So I would say 1.5 inches. Actually I'll go 1 3/4 inches. And then I can decide from there. 1 3/4 inches width. 1 3/4 inches. Do I want to go this way? Okay, no, plaid. We're going that way. So, okay, we're going to, and it was 10.5. Pretty sure. Let me double check. Now that I have it completely trimmed. Yep, 10.5. So 10.5 tall. So how am I going to do that? It's this way. So 10.5. Go ahead and get my height. No, I don't like that. No. Two. Okay, I'm back to 1 3. I'm doing the width. I need 2 1 3/4. 1 3/4. Okay. And now I do my 10.5. 10.5 tall. Okie dokie. And I'm assuming you guys are busy and you can take care of yourself and chat. And you don't need me to hold my hand. Putting the milk bottle up. All right, so there's just my, okay, so, and I have a 1/2 inch glue. Let's see, this is the front. And yes, I have to decide which I like better. Do I like this one on the front? Or do I like this one on the front? I think I like the stronger one. I like this section right here showing. It kind of actually puts me in mind of windows. Oh, I could cut that out and put like a skyline. Ooh! I could cut the front out and put ooh. Okay, this is the front. All right, so here, and yes, I'm gonna, I need to go see if she has some of this, because I do like it. If Xandra has some of this in her shop. And I will keep this one when it goes empty, because I'm thinking about putting, seeing if I can gently pull off the lid and see if I can put Elmer's all-purpose in here. Okay, so this is the part I want to see. Line it up in the back. I'm doing a 1/2 inch seam because I know that this is going to be touched a lot. I'm going to be opening it, and I will literally, I'm going to put a, I will take the time. You might think this is strange, but I'm going to take the time and I'm going to, now that I have that glued on, I'm doing a 4th, I'm measuring in. This is a quirk of mine. And I'm going to, and I'll just do it right now in one place. And later on, I like to make sure that this is nicely done. And just a little added step for me that I've just learned is a good thing. And yeah. And I have to also select, I don't know if I want to, I can make this even stronger by actually, ooh, and it could be textured. I could take the same paper board that I got the this paper board, and I can do it in different I could do like a mid-century modern. I could take, and I do I have the one of the here, I'll show you it's what's in my brain. Let me get I have it sitting right here. It's part of my industrial, my industrial Renaissance kit. So it's right here. I could take this shape right here, this right here, trace over the paper board, cut them out in between this section here, and then I could take Shauna paper that she has sent, or I could get out some of my treasured Dee Dee baby wipes I still have. And oh, see, I goofed. I goofed. See, this should have been right here, because I'm actually wanting to make sure this and this stay stuck. I got busy talking, and then by doing that in increments, then that will all automatically bring a texture. Let me see. Yeah, that will bring a texture. And there's the shape of the paper board. Now we're here. That's the correct way of doing it. There, that's the correct way. Okay, and I'll continue that later. I think that's what I'll do. And then I can lay down. Now let me see what I like in here. So here's the front. Of course, it's kind of crooked yet because I haven't got the back on yet. But there's that. There's that so far. Now let me see if I like. Do I like that? Or do I like this? This is upside down. I think I actually like it upside down. Okay, so this was the original bottom of the paper. I just know that. Okay, so this is like, right? The yellow stakes out. All right. Okay, now let's see here. get me some of that. You mean the paper pad? All I can tell you, I'm assuming this is okay. Okay. 2009. DCWV. Are you writing this down? Premium Stacks. The Downtown Loft Stack. And this is basically about New York City, basically. Yeah. 2009. So that's what you need to look for. Yeah. And all kinds of. Yep. And I could not tell you because it was gifted to me. Oh, say again, please. Okay, here. DCWV 2009. And this thing up here, I don't know which one you need. If you need that, the number, but it's called the Downtown Loft Stack. And it's got like a half with glossy. You get 48 sheets. And all kinds of the different textures. You know, it's matte and glossy that mix together. One day you will come up with a weird. I bug Joan from time to time about naming one of her stencils after me. And that would be an interesting, weird thing about what she would come up with. And she'd name it after me or, yeah. Or how weirdly eclectic it would have to be, or, yeah. You just never know. One day she might do it. You never know. Part of it would have to maybe potentially be mid-century modern, and some of it would be an ode to slow stitch. Oh, that's something else I learned. And I learned this from Hadi Popo, that the sashiko, I guess that's the Americanized version of, but I wrote it down, but I think it's in my August book. In my mind's eye, I wrote it on the left side of my page in the lower section here. I think we were at Rosemary's, but it's pronounced something else. But anyway, I wrote it down. Oh, I did. Okay. This is where I eyeball it because I forgot to measure. So I'm eyeballing. Obviously, it's more like a ½ inch. But hey, now, out of curiosity, let's just see. That's definitely more than a ½ inch. That's like a ½ inch. See, not that bad. Not that bad. I eyeballed a ½ inch. So on this side, it'll be a ½ inch. Not bad at all. I eyeballed a ½ inch. Okay. Nope. What now? Is it kind of? It might be kind of interesting. Well, hello there, Roots. Might be kind of interesting how she would I guess you would say immortalize me. Like one, yeah, what mid-century in like one section, because it would have to be an eclectic stencil, right? Um, a, um, a combination, because like in one section, like here, you get this amoeba, um, mid-century modern, and then right next to it, you get that slow stitch kind of, you'd have to, have the little stitches. Yeah. So it might be kind of an interesting what she would end up doing. A cactus pizza. Oh my giggles. That's an oldie. Cactus pizza. I don't know what Sharon was thinking about that day when she came up with the cactus pizza, or what I said to trigger cactus pizza, but I said something. And then the cactus pizza went off in Sharon's brain. Unless she was actually eating cactus, because you can eat it. You have to, yeah, you don't want to eat, yeah, the prickly pear pizza or something. Maybe it was prickly pear that I'm thinking of, more of a dessert pizza. Ah, yeah. And you can only like, I gained weight a little bit. I'm really having to force myself to be good. Really, really. It's not that I'm doing anything wrong. It's just I'm still learning the app, when they switched over from numbers. I did my best weight loss when they still had the numbers, but I guess enough people didn't like it. And so they changed it to this spectrum. And I obviously I don't understand the spectrum. So I'm still learning to adjust that they have all this green spectrum, they have a little yellow, and then they have a lot of red spectrum. And when you get to the yellow, caution, you've eaten too much. But when you get to the red section, you've overeaten, you can't go there. But they have this huge green spectrum. And I'm usually over here, and I'm learning I have to cut back because my husband's spectrum, his is bigger, because his body's different. So, and I'm small, so my thingy, it's I can't eat much, and yeah. But so yeah, I'm like, oh. And I'm like, oh, and part of my dinner, I already planned, because we're going to go to church tonight, and they have at the coffee bar, they have these Tillamook pepperoni sticks, and I already have it blocked in as part of my dinner. I'm like, I'm not missing that bad boy. That's, yeah, Wednesdays and Sundays I get one. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's my, yeah. So yeah, it's already, yep, it's part of my dinner. It's already on my app. And I get to, yep, but I'm learning. I have to instead of it's like 26 or 27 green ticks all together, but I have to stay at like between 16 and 18. I'm learning that, and I can't, and I obviously if I have one of those days where it's just one of those days, I can't go over 20, or at least I can't go over 22. So, and that fluctuates between that 20 and 22 as I'm learning to stay more over here on the green spectrum. So it's, yeah, like, ugh. Now, let's see what we have. And I think I want mine rounded corners. I just automatically want rounded corners. All right. So let's see. Do we have it? Do we have it? Okay. Yeah. And then I remember the day where I thought I thought Judy was honestly, she had me going. I thought that Judy was, oh, doing really good. And I was like, yay, Judy, you're doing good. You're doing okay. So we're just a ½ inch more on the front, which is okay. Instead of 8.5 wide, we're 9 wide. It's okay. Now on the back cover, we're 9 and not quite an 1/8 up here and a 1/4 down yonder. We'll leave it. We're going to leave it. It's okay if we're just slightly crooked. And all right, so there's my, wow, that's a humongous napkin book, but hey, it's all right. Yeah. And I honestly thought that she was like, oh, you're doing such a good job, Judy, on your diet. You're losing weight. Yay. And then there was, yeah, yeah. And yes, actually, it's 16 Pringles for a serving. I bought a small stack of Pringles, but when I have it, I can only go 8 or like half of that. So there's 16 Pringles in a serving. But if you have to log that in, but then you have to accommodate something else because that's a yeah. So I only go 8 Pringles. That's a half a serving. I won't do that today. I won't even touch them because that's more of a Saturday thing when I have extra carb day. But anyway, yeah. But then there was one day and I finally caught on. Judy's not dieting. And now it's like, yeah, yada, 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 yada. Yeah, yeah. Neener, neener, neener. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yada, yada. Diet pizza. And I thought, oh, wow, that she's come up with the diet pizza and all this. And I was just, yay, Judy, you're losing weight. Come to find out. All talk. All talk. Now, she might be losing weight. But yeah, yada, yada. All talk. And I'm sitting over here going, oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but just, yeah, talk to the hand. Talk to the hand, Judy. Diet pizza, my toe. Yeah. We could have pizza, but when we get that craving for a pizza, we just share it and we just go cheese pizza. And then if he wants like an extra protein, we can do like a half serving of chicken or something. And I just unthaw that and then, yeah. But I've also learned that when you have you get spices and like garlic, you have to, when you want them, you just can't sprinkle them on. Well, you can sprinkle them on, but I learned that 3/8 teaspoon is the lowest denomination of a tablespoon. So on the app, when you want to add paprika or onion powder or garlic powder or ginger, turmeric, any of that. You add it in at, that's the 3/8 teaspoon. But you, if you just sprinkle it on a little bit, you don't have to add it in. But if you have quite a bit, then I just go in and I bring that tablespoon down in increments of 0.75, half, and then 0.25 is that 3/8 teaspoon. But you'd be surprised that that does add calorie. You're not supposed to really pay attention to calorie, because it's not about the calorie. It's about how this and that and the other thing. But it does add. You'd be surprised how that stuff adds up. Hello, Safia. Hard to yodel. Yodel-a-yoo, yodel-a, yodel-a-yoo. I haven't yodeled in a long time. Yodel-o, yodel-o, yodel-a-yoo. Yodel-o, yodel-o, yodel-a-yoo. Yodel-o, yodel-o, yodel-a-yoo. Yep. It's been a long time since I've yodeled. All right, so now we are, let's see, we've still got a little time. All right, let's go in. We're going in. We're going to go in. We're going to add some more. We're adding to it. Let's see. Oh, that's right. We're going to add, I wanted to do that. Before we do that, we're going to take this stencil, and I might as well start it. If I don't get it finished, that's okay. But this is what the idea that I had. Oh yeah, that last Saturday my husband and I got a flu shot. Now, see, my husband is a senior citizen. I'm not. I'm young enough that I'm not considered a senior citizen. But I went ahead. They said, well, he called in and says, "You have the flu thingy," and they said, "Yeah, we have enough." And he says, "Well, my wife will come in," and he says, "Well, so technically, I'm not a senior because I'm young enough that I'm not, and I'm quite a bit younger than my husband." And so he says, "Oh, well, since you're coming in, we'll go ahead and take her." So yay! So I don't have to, yeah. So yeah, we got ours on, so this is what I'm looking at. Okay. And the idea, I'm going to trace around several of these. I think it will just add some interesting, yeah, another odd way of using your stencils. I suppose you could call it the Joycey Special, Joan, if you're here, if you can hear me. Or a play on the eclectic, like what is that song or something about something eclectic or something? And then you could Joyce Eclectic. You could call it the Joycey Eclectic or something. Yeah. Interesting thinking. You can even put in little, because you guys say I have my own planet, Joan. You could even put like little planets. You could even put eyeballs in there. Oh no, that would be interesting. Something with stitching, something with mid-century modern, and then you could put planets and eyeballs. Now that would be an interesting stencil. Oh my giggles. That would be an interesting stencil. Well, write them down, Joan. You don't want to forget them. Of course, I guess you could always reference this video. All right. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess, well, we'll find out if 7 of them are enough. All right. I like this. This would actually be really cool. I like this all the way. I might come back on some paperboard. I like the look of that. All right, now we're just going to do some roughing in. Just kind of, they don't have to be perfect because this is good. I want that to be, this is going to be underlying texture. So they don't have to necessarily be perfectly cut. Just in that basic. And get them glued down. We can at least get the front done. And oh, this would be cool. We could do the vintage paste. Once this is glued down and I have the top cover, we could come back in and rub the vintage paste over top of them. And it would show up. I was hoping my Dick Blicks would be here, but somewhere they say it's going to be delivered today. They said it was going to be delivered yesterday, but they didn't deliver it. Okay, now we are officially going to go over. Okay. Yeah. So that's so funny. Oh, guys, look at, and we forgot here. Oh, there. There's 3 of those. And here the extra here. It was normal. It was actually a normal until then. Or maybe it wasn't normal until that. And then, do we even, I still have to do it but I haven't done it. Yeah, I still have to. I have to figure it out. Yeah, I still have to figure it out. But yeah, glow in the dark, scented bait. And apparently they wiggle. I haven't quite figured out how they do that, but they wiggle. The tail wiggles. Yeah, but one day Judy's going to get one of these. By golly. Yeah, I just love the green. We were at a boating show, and I gotta have them. So, and then this is one of the things that my husband bought me. Didn't realize that, and I got home. Oh no, they're scented, and we were giggling over them. And I'm like, oh, do they smell? I'm like, oh no, and they glow in the dark. And yeah, can you imagine having that? Having this mounted on your wall? How glow in the dark are they? But yeah, yeah. How about tossing random in there? Yeah, just yeah. But they were pretty. I like them. They inspire me. Don't bug me. You know, hello, don't bug me. And I just thought that'd be really cool mounted, like yeah. I want something oddball on my, like, what do they call that? Like insulation art.
Judy. Hello, my name's Bill the Bass.
All right, now we're going in on the front. Okay, we're getting these puppies glued down. Okay, they say I'm back.
Hello, Judy. My name's Bill the Bass. When it starts singing, I'm moving out.
If Judy's ever, she could hang it on her wall. And if Judy is ever disoriented, she could go, oh, I know where I am. Oh, let's move it down because we need to have legitimate space in between because we want them to, yeah. And this is my seam. So I really wouldn't want them. Okay, we're on. It's after the hour, and I have to be on the way out because I do have to get my hubs' lunch, and of course my lunch. But we're gonna glue these down. Yeah, I'm glad I thought about this because that way they can be drying, and I hadn't forgot about them, and then I can select. I have at least 3 to start with over here on this side. Well, it was nice having you, Candy. We get a little weird in here, but for the most part, we follow the rules. I think I've got them trained. We don't get as wild and woolly as they used to. I think I have them trained. Finally, after all these years. They don't embarrass me as much as they used to. Like, what? Occasionally, Judy will throw something in that knocks me silly. Yeah, I have to go ask my husband, what does that mean? This one's cutting out a little bit fine, but that's okay. Yep, I can cut out a little bit more. And yeah, you know that eventually this was going to get, and I can even add some of this to add my own little more. I can come in and literally, I can add some of my Matisse in here. I could potentially, yeah, I can add some of my stenciling. Yeah, so yeah. Okay, are you back or did you get into the swirly Safia? Are you back as we're approaching our, and if you guys hadn't figured this out, this is my new, like, oversized, because hey, it ended up that way. This is the starter. Yeah, so yeah, we're on our way out the door, and this is where I'm gonna, and then once I get this in, I'll glue something down, and then I can rub the vintage paste on this, and yeah, this is my new whatchamacallit book. This, and Xandra's going to be the first one in. My napkin, my new we've been creating my new oh brother, my new napkin book, and Xandra will be the first one in it. And also I'm going to be adding, I'm going to start adding tissue paper. They're recycling the tissue paper that she wraps in. I'm going to start adding that as well into it. So just in case, you hadn't figured out what we're doing, thought I might tell you this. The paste. Yeah, or I will use it probably before then, but I can try to figure it out. Yeah, we can play with it. Yep. I will try to, I try to, when I get a new product, I actually try, I've been trying to really go in and type it in and take notes on it. That way I can, but sometimes I forget. I just, forget and I don't do that. But hopefully I'll have the time, or I just make time, we'll get there. Okie dokie, guys. I love you. It's been real. It's been real. Oh, should we put some, I keep this up there because I just like it. It reminds me of Jonna, sister woman. Yeah. We could put some of this in there. Ooh. Yeah, that might be kind of interesting. I just keep it up here because it reminds me of sister woman. Yeah. All right, guys. I love you, and I'll see you later. It's been fun. Oh, I should probably hello. Like, seriously. Bye. Love you. Okay, now I'm out of here. Officially. Yeah, sister woman. That's what Dee Dee calls Jonna. Sister woman. Sister woman. It's a southern thing. Sister woman. All right. Bye. Oh, wow. First time. Awesome.